Hi there, I'm Stephanie Gretchen with Stephanie Gretchen Coaching and Retreats, and let's continue the conversation about the powerful practice of letting go and how we get from where we are now in our lives to where we want to be. So we've talked a little bit about, how it's important, first of all, to get some perspective on where we really are in life, kind of stepping back and taking a look at a real honest look at where we are. Because sometimes we're just so busy living life that we're not really getting a good perspective on the reality of what we're living. And so once we've got that clear picture, then we realize, okay, what needs adjusting? There are some things that I need more of, some things I need less of. So those things that you need less of, how do we let go? How do we make room for what we really want to welcome into our lives? And that practice of letting go, sometimes it can be a relationship that used to maybe be wonderful, but it's not really helping you anymore. Sometimes we're friends with someone and all of a sudden, a couple of years later, we realize that they're just a really negative entity in our lives. It's not that there's anything wrong with them, but they just really bring us down. And sometimes we need to make that hard choice of letting that relationship go. Or sometimes it's a habit, that we've been doing something for years and years. And again, maybe initially it really worked for us, but it's no longer working for us. And so sometimes we need to let that go. Or sometimes there are roles in our lives that adjust and change. I remember years ago when my dad died, I stepped into a different role with my mom. And I was much more present in her life, like on a daily basis. And I was in much more of a role of caregiver than I had been before. And then as, we lived through the years of getting used to living without my dad, and my mom was able to get through her grief and she was able to, get back on her feet again. I no longer had to be in that same role. I no longer had to be in that same caregiver role that I had taken on to help my mom get through that dark period. So, sometimes it's readjusting. And so what are the things that you need to let go of? What's no longer working for you? Maybe it never was. And as I say, sometimes letting go is just kind of taking our hands off of the controls and realizing that we don't need to steer that ship anymore. And sometimes it's taking out the trash and just totally getting rid of something. And so, as I mentioned, I'm going to have the free webinar, The Powerful Practice of Letting Go, on Wednesday, January 10th at 12 noon Mountain. And if you are interested, please join me. You can just go to liveyourpurposecoach.com/webinar and just register, and I will send you the link so that you can join me that day. But we'll go through different ways of releasing stuff that's no longer serving you. We'll go through ways of, what are some common things to let go of, some common habits and mindsets that a lot of people have. What are some things that are going to be really powerful for you? So I hope you can join me. But if not, still take inventory of what you think is no longer has a place in your life. And let's work on letting that go, on getting rid of that, so that you can really live into a life that you love and live into the gifts that you were given. So have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.